Hello everyone and welcome back to Art a la Carte. Today I am painting animal eyes. Not just one animal eye, but a whole bunch of different animal eyes. I think I get 3 done today. And I have to tell you, drawing or painting eyes is one of my favorite things to do. I think all of us as artists have something that is our favorite thing to draw or paint or create. Something that we feel comfortable with. It's our safe place. It's our fluffy comfort art. Let me know in the comments what's your favorite thing to draw. Like if someone asks you to draw them something, or you're sitting at a restaurant and you're waiting for your food and there's a napkin just wanting to be drawn. Or better yet, those restaurants that the tablecloth is actually paper and they provide you the pencils. I love those places, so much fun. But yeah, an eyeball is what I generally draw. Is that weird? No. I think the reason why drawing eyes is like my favorite thing, in my art journey, when I learned to draw a human eye, specifically a human female eye, was the first big breakthrough that I made that led into, that kind of divided my childhood art journey from my adulthood professional art journey. It's when people really began to take me serious as an artist. I had gotten this book, I'll put it right here, there's the book, and it had taken me step by step through drawing the face, and it broke it down into all these little pieces. And so instead of drawing the head as a whole, we studied the eye and the lips and the nose and the hair and the ears. And then by the end of the book, you had drawn a beautiful face. And the eye was the very first one that I tackled. And I went from drawing very cartoony, childlike eyes to actually being able to create my very first realistic eye. And it was just a game changer for me. So whenever I just feel stressed or I don't know what to draw or paint or create, I generally kind of go back to drawing eyes. I love that. It's kind of a starter point for me. And this week has been really crazy busy. I have started a new job, a part-time job, so I'll still be doing YouTube, but I also have a part-time job at an art museum. I'll talk about that later in a different video, but I don't have as much time to create in my studio as I used to. And when I get an hour or two in the evening to create, sometimes I just don't know what I want to do, because I used to be able just to spend 2 or 3 days on big pieces, and now I don't have that time anymore. So I really have to make what time I do have count. So I was getting ready for this week's video and I sat down and I just couldn't decide what I wanted to make because I didn't have enough time to do a big piece. In fact, I'm still working on a really nice detailed piece. If you want to see that, I have the beginning part of it in this video. You can check that one out. But I knew I wanted to create something that I could do in just an hour or two. So I decided I would do a study. Now, what is a study? So a study is a focusing on a specific topic or area. Like the book that I took, instead of taking the whole head and teaching you everything at once, which would be overwhelming sometimes, a study then breaks it down and you just focus on that one part and you get good at that one part, and then you move on to the next part. And then by the time you're done, you add all those parts together and boom, you have a larger thing done. Why do a study? Because, for example, about 7 years ago, I wanted to paint a leopard. Beautiful, beautiful painting in my head. I had some really great images and I started painting it and I finished it and I didn't like it. It just didn't turn out well. It was okay, but it was not what I had in my head. And so instead of continuing on, I got frustrated. I put the painting in a box where I keep all my art that shall not see the light of day again. And that's the last time I painted a leopard, 7 years ago, until today. So as I was looking at different eye examples, photo references, I came across a leopard eye and I thought, I want to paint this. And immediately in my mind I thought, no, because last time I painted a leopard it didn't turn out very well. So I was kind of a little nervous to try that, but it's just the eye. So I focused on that. when you're drawing something, if you find that drawing the whole thing is frustrating or confusing or overwhelming, doing a study, breaking that down into smaller pieces can help you then be able to tackle that. Don't think about running the marathon if you've never run before. Try getting out and walking around the block 3 times and then running around the block and then running a mile and then running 5 miles before you just jump right into doing a marathon. Work up to that. So when's a good time to do a study? I find that if I'm frustrated, that's a perfect time for me to ask myself, is it about what I'm creating that's frustrating me? Let's do a study or focus on that. For another example, I'm working on a comic, and in my comic I have a lot of female characters, but I also have a lot of male characters. And if you have followed my channel or my art for any amount of time, you'll know that I'm not super confident drawing the male figure. So I would get really frustrated when it came to drawing male characters. So I did a couple studies I researched artists that drew the male figure, and I just focused on that so that when I got to those pages and the character designs for that, I wasn't so scared or intimidated or frustrated with it. I was able to jump into that. Another good time is if you are wanting to improve. You find maybe you've kind of stalled out on your art, you're not seeing improvement. That's a good time to take a study and just really do a specific focus on something. Doing this eye study with animals, learned a ton just with the 3 eyes that I did. And this can also help with art block, which was kind of what I was facing. I mean, I wasn't not wanting to create, I just had a hard time choosing what to create. Another good resource for all of these things is actually the sponsor of today's video, which is Skillshare. I've done a few videos talking about Skillshare in the past, and I just want to let you guys know that, in fact, I have purchased an annual membership to them just for my own personal use because I really, really enjoy watching them, even just listening to tutorial videos or people talking about things is so encouraging to me. For those of you who don't know, Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of different classes ranging on all different topics, not just craft and art related, but there's computer and, things I have no clue about, like computer programs. I really find those ones really good for me. Oh, but so challenging. Writing classes to help you improve there. So many, so many. And with a premium membership, you get access to all of those classes. You can get a premium membership by a month, or you can get an annual membership, which works out to be less than $10 a month. Now, for a while, I've been doing the month-long memberships because I thought I don't want to commit to an entire year because I'm going to watch all the videos I want and then I'll be stuck with a whole year and I won't need it. And so I would just do month by month. And then I found I just didn't run out of videos that I wanted to watch, because there's always new creators and teachers and instructors adding new videos. The platform's getting bigger and bigger every single day. So that's when I actually switched over to getting an annual membership because it was just cheaper for me to do that. And then I didn't feel like I was so stressed with time trying to get everything watched in 1 month, because that's the great thing about it is you can take these classes however they fit into your schedule. And the classes will come maybe like an 1.5 hour long class, but they'll break them down into these little tiny segments. So like little 2 or 3 minute segments so that they're nice bite-sized chunks, which is what I absolutely love. What I also love is trying things out before I have to buy them, and Skillshare has given us an awesome opportunity to do that. So in the description box of this video, if you'd like to try out Skillshare, they've given me a code which will give you the first 2 months of Skillshare for free. So you can check out all the videos and watch as many as you can, and then decide at the end of the 2 months if this is something that you find is really beneficial and works with how you learn. And again, there are so many different kinds of videos. In fact, one of the videos on Skillshare inspired this video. So there was a video by Denise Sodden, I think was her last name, and she did an amazing video on watercolored animal eyes. And not only did she teach you how to draw and paint these eyes, but she had a whole section of kind of science-y and broke down the anatomy of a human eye and how that compares to an animal eye. And I learned so much. She really challenges you to think about what the eye looks like. So if you're looking for a class to check out with your 2 months free, I highly recommend that class there. If you guys have Skillshare already, let me know in the comment section which classes you've enjoyed taking. Anyway, back to the paintings. As you can see, I completed 3 different animal eyes. The last one, actually, I was challenged to try an eye that I wouldn't normally paint, which is a snake eye. And I'm not big on drawing snakes. I like snakes from a distance, but I don't like them up close. But it was interesting because the snake eye turned out to be my favorite one. I really enjoyed it. In fact, as you look at the 3 eyes that I did, I can see an improvement in each one. As I began to work through the process of doing the eyes, the more I worked at it, I think the better they got. Like the parrot eye is okay, but I don't know that I would recognize it as a parrot eye. The leopard eye is good, but I think the snake eye was my favorite. And that's something that I as an artist need to remember, and I hope that you guys remember, is art isn't about perfection. It's about improvement. We should be able to see some form of improvement as we progress. That's why I really encourage all my students, don't throw away all of your old art. Save some of it. I had one artist teacher that told me to save every single piece, but if I kept every single piece of art that I drew, I would have a lot of art. So I keep selected pieces, not just the ones I think are great, but even some of the ones that I wanted to be great but didn't turn out to be great, because as I level up in my art, I might come back to that piece and go, oh, I know what I did wrong with this, so I can fix it then. This is part of my art journey. I'm in kind of a different phase in my life, and there's a lot going on, but I love that it still all centers around art and encouraging people to do art. I hope this encouraged you in your art journey. If it did, give this video a thumbs up. If you're brand new to my channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any future videos. If you'd like to check out Skillshare, the link is in the description box below. Well, you guys, thanks for hanging out with me. God bless you guys. Keep drawing, being creative, pushing forward, making mistakes, getting messy, all that good stuff. If you're interested in watching some other art a la carte videos, I'll leave these for your selection choices. And we'll see you in the next art video. Bye-bye.